What is good, guys? How you guys doing out there? I am Houdini, the Magic Flyer. I'm with the one and only Jay Holder. I just met him. We are here in Las Vegas at the iPigeon Gala. I really got good vibes from this guy, and he was really open about sharing some knowledge with me. Jay, I know you're a competitive pigeon flyer. Are you competitive still to this day?
Well, when I was actively racing, I was a pretty competitive flyer. I always got what I felt like was more than my fair share. Started at a very young age 11, and started racing birds at age 14, and was winning right away. Winning the first race I was ever in, and also the first 500-mile race I was ever in. I had good mentors when I was young, and just fell in love with the pigeons and the sport itself. You get out of it what you put into it. Yeah,
Right,
and
right. I've heard of that.
that's normal with most things in life, and racing pigeons is no exception. You can have the best birds money can buy, but if you don't put the time and effort and the work into the birds, you're doomed to fail.
And there's so many different aspects to this competitive racing side of pigeons. It's just not like flying high flyers. I mean, this is really competitive, but there's also a lot of different recipes to what makes a pigeon a champion. Because obviously you can have the best bird, like you said, but if you don't put the time and work into it, then it's bound to fail. What I like to look at it as, it's a track runner. If you don't train that track runner and you don't give it good, nutrients, and you don't let it rest, you're not going to get the best results out of it. You know what I mean? So it's really that recipe. We're here at the iPigeon Expo, or the Gala. What are you looking for here today?
Well, there are 132 to choose from, so by the time you handled all these pigeons, you get kind of numb to the qualities. I've got a few that, based on the bloodlines that I want to propagate in my loft, choose ones that have those lines, not interested in necessarily bringing anything new in. I go to the ones I've circled, and I'm looking for then to see if the bird matches up to the pedigree. If it's the right bloodline, and they're champions in the bloodline, and you have an idea of what these birds are going to cost, then you're looking for value. The pedigree is only part of the game. I believe it's probably a smaller part than the physical qualities of the bird. The best way to describe it was a very good friend of mine, Ray Donald, described, is when you pick up a bird, you want it to handle like it's one piece. And that is a good word or an explanation of balance. I can mention these things to you, but in time you're going to have to handle birds, successful pigeons, winning pigeons that are bred right from long lines of champion birds, and you'll learn those qualities that way.
So it takes time, yeah, because I'm still trying to figure out, when I saw you handling the birds earlier, I'm like, what is he looking for? And every single, pigeon flyer I notice has their own specific qualities that they're looking for. I like that you mentioned the vents, because I never knew the reason why people were looking for tight vents. I always thought it was because of that's just what they were looking for, but it holds the internal organs, and I didn't know that. So that's a really good gem that you gave to my new flyers out there that are trying to, pick up a good pedigree and learn about birds.
Yeah, you're looking for an animal that can cross through the air for 2, 3, 4, whatever your specialty is. In the one loft race game, which you'll learn about, it's 350 miles is usually the classic distance, the final race distance. So the bird's going to fly a good portion of the day, and they need to fly efficiently through the air, and they need to have speed. That's one thing you can't see in pigeons. You can't see it in human beings either. You can look at somebody and you think athlete, non-athlete. You'll never be able to look at a man, or a woman for that matter, and tell if they can run fast.
Okay.
You have to put them out there and see. But generally speaking, like breeds like. If you're looking for pigeons that will win at that classic distance in the one loft races, 350 miles, you want to go shop families of pigeons that have done that.
That are long distance.
Right, and done it over generations. We're not racing air balloons. If you've got a pigeon that's just going to get blown around whatever which way the wind's blowing, a pigeon has to fly straight home. So you're hoping to find a pigeon that can fly and land on the first drop. And those are fast pigeons, they're smart pigeons, they'll fly away from the others, they'll fly the most direct route to the loft. A bird has to follow the straightest route home.
The most direct, right.
Most direct home, and fly in the front group to win. Now,
and break away.
There are days when the best pigeon handler, best fancier, that has excellent pigeons, done all the work, he is completely prepped, and the wind blows the wrong way. He's over on the west side, and the wind's blowing the birds toward the east side. Yeah. There isn't a whole lot a man can do about that. His birds will still be in the first group coming into his side of the course, but the guy on the east side that
has more of an advantage.
He's got the advantage of wind at the side or close to his back. As for the beginners, find a local guy or someone that you trust that can take you under their wing, that will teach you, that will help you with quality birds, so that when you're getting started, you already got the expense of having to build a loft. And none of these things are cheap. Even to maintain a team of birds and to feed them and do the training, it can be expensive. If you're young, like when I was young and just starting to drive, I threw newspapers. I did what I had to do to have money to take care, pay for all this stuff. And my parents let me do that. If you're an adult and you've got a good career going and you want to get into the sport, don't expect it to be free. There are some people that have pigeons for sale at very reasonable prices. I've offered many young guys, hey, let me know if I can help with birds, and I've got good ones. They're bought from some of the best pigeon fanciers in the world, come down from the champion stuff. Happy to help you out.
What do you think today, the auction, what do you think the highest bird is going to go for?
I believe the highest bird in the building today will go well over $20,000.
$20,000, wow.
Yeah, and I'm not telling you for 1 minute that that's not a fair price for those pigeons. When you look at the father, the mother.
Right, the accomplishments of the family.
Yes, I mean, we've got pigeons here that won international one-loft races. You know, the Wolverines, the Thomas Sixes, the pigeons that Mr. Gannis, Mike Gannis, has brought into the country. We have in the U.S. some of the best premier one-loft racing individuals that you will meet anywhere in the world. And they've been fortunate enough to do very well in these races. And so they're able and do invest in purchasing winners from these big races. They bring them to the U.S. and they mate them to one another. You're not going to get those pigeons for free or for tiny prices because they have got a huge amount of money invested themselves.
Right, and that makes sense. Do you take part in one-loft racing?
Yes, I've started slowly in it. It's been around for quite a while, but I've got a few good friends. I'm born and raised in Florida, so my first interest is to be successful in one-loft races just in the state of Florida, and then I'll branch out from there as that comes. I enter the one-loft race in Orlando, Florida. There are 3 or 4 other really great races in Florida. The first one I ever went in was the Flamingo.
The Flamingo, that's in Florida.
Yes,
right?
It is, over on the west coast in the north of Spring Hill there, and I took 8th place in that race. I was thrilled to death and won a few bucks with my friend Ray Donawa and a gentleman who's passed away since named Lou Shover. We put 3 birds in, and mine beat both of theirs, and that was unexpected. We also got Big Andy's race over there, and a few others in Florida that are just outstanding. I also enjoy entering the multi-loft race, the GHC Classic, which is the
GHC Classic. I've never heard of that. What is
that's the biggest, one of the biggest clubs in the United States, if not the biggest, and it's in Spring Hill, Florida, where the other one lofts are located. There used to be over 100 pigeon flyers there. They got a magnificent clubhouse and trailer, and they fly the Classic every year. It's a 300-mile race where all the lofts that choose to fly. So, you get in friendships and get to see these kind of successes. Also the Hoosier up in Indiana.
The Hoosier Classic, yep.
A fantastic race, very big race, very prestigious. My friends Thomas Baldwin and a gentleman named John, I can't even pronounce his last name, even though he's my friend. They call him the Greek. The Greek won this year. Had 2 on the drop.
Greek connection, I've heard of that guy before as well.
Great guys. Great one-loft races, one-loft families, and did really well in the Hoosier this year. The Hoosier is a great test for the best pigeons, one-loft pigeons in the country. It's huge. The entry numbers are really high. There's great prize money.
You don't have to only fly into a club. You can do the one-loft races as well. So you don't have to actually do the training when you do a one-loft race. Stop right there, guys. I need your help. I'm trying to grow this channel, so I'm relying on you guys out there, all my bird lovers, all my pigeon lovers. If you love the video, which I know you love these videos, subscribe to my channel, guys. Please like the video as well. I look forward to providing a lot more in terms of knowledge, inspiration, and showing you many more lofts. Thank you. Now let's get back to it.
You've got a limited amount of time due to your career, things that would prohibit you from being out there on a daily, regimented basis for your birds to do well in the club racing. You take that extra money and pay your entry fees, and you can be involved in the racing pigeon sport in a very fun way. Go to the races, watch the birds come home to that loft if you can. That's why I'm interested in doing it in Florida first. It's close.
I wish you the best of luck in hopefully getting some good quality bloodline to add to the family of birds that you already have.
Always wanted to give out a big shout out to the American Racing Pigeon Union. I served on their board for many years. It's a great organization. They're worthy of your praise, I promise you that.
So that's funny. That's the AU, right?
The AU, they have a helper beginner program.
And for you guys that don't know what AU, because I didn't know what AU stood for.
American Racing Pigeon Union, ARPU, but we call them the AU. American Racing Pigeon Union.
Great little shout out to the AU. Guys, he said it. Jay Holder, right?
No, sir.
Guys, check out the one-loft races. They're amazing. We hope to see you again for 2025 iPigeon, the gala.
Right. I've been here every year, and it's a great time.
Yeah,
Y'all
you guys
come-
got to come down and check it out. Yeah, it's definitely a sight
and
to see.
It's Las Vegas.
It's Las Vegas. If you want to try to get lucky, you can give it a shot. But I tell you one thing: you come here and there's quality, high quality pigeons on that next level. So thank you so much for all your information. It was a pleasure, and hopefully we see each other.
Great meeting you.
Yeah, same here. Guys, keep flying and keep loving what you do each and every day, Houdini style.